Welcome and welcome to the present. Sorry for the slight delay. Had a little bit of some technical issue. I'm happy I've sorted it out. How are we doing this morning? Match day, Arsenal versus Bayern at the Emirates. It should be an exciting game. It should be a game that all the Arsenal fans have been looking forward to. Uh, we are having a very, very good season, apparently. Can we take to this next level? I think so. I think so. We have some people, the naysayers and the rivals saying, no, this is a Champions League. Arsenal have no experience. Arsenal have not been at the highest level for the past few years. Maybe it might be too much for Arsenal. We'll find out today. We will find out today if Arsenal do have what it takes to actually dispose of Bayern and move to the next level, especially in the first leg at the Emirates. We know Bayern fans will not be allowed in the stadium today, so we should have a full house of Arsenal fans supporting in their voices against Bayern. I'm looking forward to the match. It should be a very fantastic match for all and sundry. For the Arsenal fans, a little bit of apprehension. We know when it comes to this level, regardless of the form we are, there'll be a bit of apprehension when it comes to the naysayers. They'll be hate watching today, hoping that Bayern can actually stick it on us. But objectively, looking at both teams, Arsenal look the superior team. Arsenal are the same in form. Bayern, they are languishing. Even that wasn't languishing. They are not having a best of season in the German Bundesliga. They are behind Bayern Leverkusen 16 points. Bayern are behind Bayern Leverkusen with 16 points. So even though their manager was paraphrasing saying yesterday that the Champions League is a different kettle of fish, I understand. The Champions League is a different kettle of fish, but unfortunately, form can propel you to the next level. And Bayern for now do not have the right form. So I'm expecting a fantastic game of football today. So it should be very, very interesting. Shout out to my guy, my friend, my brother, Mr. Efosa. Good morning, my bro. Hope you are ready. We are ready. And hope you are ready, Mr. Efosa. We are ready. It should be a great match to watch. It should be a fantastic match. I'm looking forward to it because the narrative in town, narrative in town. Let's push back a little bit. When we started the season, the narrative was, can Arsenal repeat what they did last season? Maybe it was just a fluke season. Now, when we went to the season, can Arsenal negotiate? Can Arsenal actually face up to Liverpool and Man City because of the experience? Arsenal have not had the experience of competing at this level for so long. So when the narrative went, going to go to January, the narrative changed. Arsenal need a striker. Arsenal needs a striker to take them to the next level. If they want to win the league, if they want to score more goals, they need a striker. When that narrative faded away, the next narrative was now, can Arsenal sustain playing the Champions League and the Premier League simultaneously? And Arsenal keep on answering all these questions. They keep moving the goalposts. I am tired of all these changing the goalposts and moving the bar simultaneously and asking a different question, because Arsenal keeps answering those questions, and these people are not actually going to give us our due plaudits and credit. I'm not asking for your due plaudits, but if you're not going to give us the plaudits and credit, stop moving the goalpost. Stop moving the goalpost. Shout out to Mr. Wisdom Ogodu. Is it a loss for us if we draw tonight? Objectively, it's not a loss for us, but it will be a kind of a downer and a disappointment if we lose tonight, if we actually draw tonight. See, we have Bayern where Bayern are not that team they used to be. This will be the perfect time to sink it into Bayern. Let's be fair. Like right now, we have the rhythm, the form, the momentum, the players. Now, Arsenal might not have the experience because these days people overrate experience. Arsenal might not have the experience, but we can see the quality of play. You can see the rapid learning Arteta is doing on the job. Now, people are trying to overly criticize Arteta for the Porto game, saying, in Europe, we will not be accelerating. Playing Champions League and playing Premier League are two different kettle of fish. The application of the Champions League is from the application of the Premier League. And one more thing that I'm tired of hearing that, if you look at the Porto game, Arsenal were not that expansive, Arsenal were not that exciting to watch because it's in Europe. And Porto played a dirty game in context. What do I mean Porto playing a dirty game? Porto were deploying all kinds of dark arts in that game. Porto slowed down the game. Porto wanted you to make it a shit show. And the referee was not the best referee to officiate that kind of game. He didn't have especially the first leg, he didn't have the full grasp of that game. So you cannot blame Arsenal solely for a game that looked like draft, because Porto, that what they wanted to play, because they felt that they couldn't go man for man on, strength for strength when it comes to playing real football. So Porto decided to deploy the dark arts of football. So you cannot blame Arsenal solely for the game we played against Porto. There are two teams that play the game. So please, let's not fall into that trap. Let's not fall into the narrative that is being put by the mainstream, trying to always down Arsenal anytime we are doing something really, really exciting and really good. The banter era is gone, but they will refuse to take away the banter era from Arsenal because it makes them money. It gives them the clicks and traction. So they all want to stick to the banter era. Guys, do me a great favor as you guys are right here. Please strike the like button. It's very, very important so that the algorithm can be pushed in the algorithm, can get more viewers and followers to this channel. Please strike the like button. Extremely, extremely important. So there's been a few quotations in the media regarding this match. Gabriel Jesus was asked about Harry Kane, and he had this to say: "For me, personally, he's the best finisher in the world. He can finish with his head, his left foot or right foot. It's great to play against these kinds of players, and obviously, you want to keep him quiet in this game." Now, we know I've seen the roster of the Bayern contingent come to play this game. They have some top players. They have Gnabry, Sane, Musiala, Kingsley Coleman. So they have some tricky players. Now, they might not be performing well domestically, but they see our quality players that can turn it on the match day. So we have to be still careful about the Bayern team. Yes, they're having the torrid time in the league, but this is the Champions League. I understand that. So we cannot afford to take them lightly. We can't afford that. We cannot afford, because those players are still top class players in their right. They might not be playing well collectively, but individually, they are still top class players. So we have to keep an eye on those players and make sure we do not give them or afford them so many chances in this game. In the midfield, that's where I think they are a much weaker team. They don't have the athleticism to actually face our midfielders. We have people like Goretzka, Kimmich, aging Kimmich. They have Pelosovic. They have a few decent players, but can they match the athleticism of the Arsenal team, the physicality of the Arsenal team, the technical ability that Jorginho, the likes of Odegaard, we have Jorginho, Odegaard. I'm not forgetting Arsenal midfielders. We have Jorginho, we have Odegaard in midfield, we have Rice, very, very strong and durable. We have Partey, who I'm expecting to start in this game. So we have quality in our midfield in comparison to the Bayern midfield. In the defense, that's where Bayern are the most shambolic. Like when Bayern have the likes of of Dyer being in their defense, we have Delete, who has not had the best of season in recent times. We have Upamecano, for me, who is overrated. I don't know why Upamecano makes it ahead of Saliba in French team. He's overrated. We have Kim Min-jae, who they bought from what they bought Kim Min-jae from Napoli last season. So defensively, they're all over the place because they're always chopping and changing and look for the best combo in their defense. But for some reason, Tuchel have not gotten the best defensive duo he wants to stick with. So Bayern are going through too much of a turmoil. So I expect us to exploit that. I expect us to exploit Bayern today. We have the pace, the physicality, the movement, and the relative experience. What I mean relative experience is that we now have played in Europe for the last 10 years plus, but the quality we have in the team, apparently for me, is good enough to actually compete with any team in Europe. Matthew, Kai, the masterclass tonight. I expect Kai to actually give us another dynamism to the team. We know Kai because Kai might not be the most physically, how do I put it? Kai might not be running like Jesus, but what he brings in movement and quality and ghosting into the box is very, 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 very important to this match. We know Kai will be very instrumental in this match. I love Jesus. Okay, guys, let's ask this question. Who do we want to start as a false nine or traditional nine? Kai Havertz or Jesus? Because we know Jesus' record in the Champions League is very, very good. I won't say impeccable. I'll say very, very good. So, and Kai has played a lot of games domestically and internationally in the last few games. Is it time for him to actually bring Kai off the bench, or do you think Kai is durable enough, he's still young enough to start all these matches because we are negotiating Premier League and the Champions League? So let me know in the comment section, would you prefer to start this game as a false nine or traditional nine? Kai Havertz or Gabriel Jesus? For me, I will be tempted to start Gabriel Jesus because he has a fantastic record when it comes to the Champions League. He's physically fit now. Even though he actually said yesterday during his presser that he has been struggling with a few injuries here and there. And we all know that the dodgy knee injury he has been dealing with. But I expect him to be fit because he didn't play last week against the Luton. Then he played against Brentford. So the way Arteta has been managing him back slowly and slowly, surely Jesus should be fit enough to actually be starting this game. I expect Martinelli to start. I expect Saka to start. Yesterday was the first time there was no member of the Arsenal team that wasn't training in the first squad. Everybody was fit. That was very impressive, and that was very, very encouraging to see that all our players are fit, so we can mix and match. There's quality in the team. We can afford to rotate intelligently. So I'm looking forward to this game, and I'm enjoying the new Arsenal, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of what the mainstream are saying. Oh, can Arsenal do both Champions League and League simultaneously? Yes. That is the objective answer. You might not want to hear that because every time we show disprove the narrative, they change the narrative. So let's look at this comment from Matthew. I think it will be Saka, Jesus, and Havertz up front. So what happens to Martinelli? I think Martinelli should be starting this game. We need pace and power in this game. So what happens to Martinelli? Because if you look at Bayern defensively, they are not strong. They are not as good as a lot of people are projecting on them. People are still thinking Bayern is the old Bayern. I understand Bayern have the history, they have the experience, but right now, this Bayern is not the old Bayern. So let's not try to superimpose what is not there because we are still stuck on what Bayern can do or what Bayern used to do. Which is fair. What Bayern used to do is fair. But let's look at Bayern for who they are at the moment. Bayern are not as strong as they used to be. And this is the best time to rip it to Bayern, the best time to actually revenge and possibly score as much goals as we can score. We cannot continue to, I'm not saying Bayern have good players. Don't misquote me. They have good players individually. Football is not played individually. There's a collective sport, right? I know we have individual moments of brilliance which can come into play. But this Bayern, they are not as strong as a lot of people are trying to project. And this is the best time to take out them. They don't even have their fans in the stadium. So I expect Arsenal to go compelling and convincing and actually rip into Bayern and beat them well. You might not have any other better chance to beat Bayern convincingly than this time. And we have to make sure we do not take our eye off the ball. Aston Villa the weekend can wait, right? Aston Villa can wait. This is Bayern. Make sure we try and kill the tie, the first leg as quick as possible. So I want to go to the Allianz Arena and the fortnight. It's just a match where you're trying to fulfill all righteousness. So it's imperative we take Bayern out tonight. Kai Havertz all day. His duel is off the his duel is off the ball movement. He can hold on the play very well. If we decide to break the press from the midfield, he can play up ball. I'm confident in the pick of Arteta. Yeah, if you prefer Kai Havertz, which is fine. I think it is a dicey one, right? It's kind of a dilemma. We have two top players who can actually lead the line in Kai Havertz and Jesus. I also think maybe Jesus just have a better record, in my opinion, in the Champions League. So why don't you make use of it? Now, if Arteta tries to go with Kai Havertz, I'm for that. The manager knows the best. He trains with them most of the time. He sees them. He knows their mood, how they are feeling on that particular day. So if I decide to go with Kai Havertz, I'm all good. I'm just sticking up or picking Jesus based on the fact that Jesus has the experience in the Champions League and he can actually we can actually exploit that. We know Upamecano or Delete or Kiminje, they are not having the best of season. Why don't we exploit that? In my humble opinion. So it should be a fantastic match today. It should be a glorious match. Let me see some of the slides that I can bring up on the screen. So Tuchel had a few things to say about Kai Havertz. Kai scored maybe the best goal in my coaching career so far. I'm very happy for him. That's after a bit of rough start. He gets the value he deserves. He has to think about his connection to me and take it slow. There is no way Kai Havertz is going to be thinking about taking it slow on Bayern because of Thomas Tuchel. We understand what Thomas Tuchel have done for Kai Havertz, but this Kai Havertz now plays for Arsenal, and his loyalty should be to Arsenal. So all this trying to be overly nice, complimentary about Kai Havertz is not going to fly. Today's business, we have to take Bayern to the swords. There is no time to be always feeling kissing and being brotherly. No, 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 no. This is football. This is the Champions League. This is business, and we have to do. Well, we have to deliver tonight. We like no draws tonight. We have to be compelling. We have to be competitive. We have to make a statement and score as much goals as possible. I'm not saying go gung ho. Sane is a tricky player. Musiala is a tricky player. Kingsley Coman is a tricky player. They have very tricky attacking players. So you can't take them for granted. We have to be defensively solid. But it's very imperative. Sorry about that. It's very imperative we take advantage of our rhythm, of our momentum, and kill off the game as quick as possible and score as much goals as possible. If it's only 2 goals we can score today, there is no problem. I trust us to go to the Allianz Arena and not concede or even still win the game at the Allianz Arena. But today, if the chances are there, we have to be clinical and we have to be little. We cannot afford to be wasteful. This is Euro. We cannot afford to be wasteful today. It will be Dyer and Delete centre back partnership. Yeah, regardless of we saw them play Dyer and Delete play at the weekend, and they from 2 go up, and they lost the game 3-2. Whatever combination Tuchel decided to go for, they are still pissed. But the Bayern defense are very vulnerable. They're a leaky fridge. There is nothing solid about the defense in Bayern right now. Everything is a fast. Everything is a comedy series at the back of Bayern. So whatever combination decided to go for, I think we will still take them out. Shout out to my brother Efosa. Arteta on revenge mode. Motivation will not help Bayern. Exactly. No matter the motivational speeches they want to have and saying, the trope that Bayern will be pushing that this is a Champions League is different from the league, which is true objectively. Now, the Champions League is different from the league, but the form of the players is not different. Yeah, the form of the players is deplorable. Bayern players are not having the best of playing form for the last few months. So you cannot just say because it's Champions League. I'm not saying they don't still offer a bit of a challenge to us. They offer a bit of a challenge, but I think the quality we are showing is good enough. And I love the fact that Porto showed us a different side of playing Europe. That is a valuable lesson Mikel Arteta will have taken from the last game we played. And I'm sure the players have learned, the likes of Martinelli, have learned from the past mistake that if at the dying embers of the game, you cannot win, don't lose it. Keep the ball, be sensible, because Europe, you'll be punished. I'm sure because Arteta will drum to the ears of the boys, be careful when we get to the dying embers of the game. We cannot afford to give Bayern any encouragement. Right? We're a young team, but at the same time, we have to be quick to learn. We cannot afford to give Bayern any encouragement. And when Bayern under the coach, make sure you take advantage of it. Score as much goals as possible. Kill off the momentum. And the second leg, you just make it a formality. It is very, very imperative we do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Very, very imperative. Bayern might be looking like a dead carcass, but do not offer them any form of encouragement. Jeffrey Gay, come on, you gonna shout out to you. I'm nervous as always. See, apprehension is part. It just shows you're human. No, being a bit apprehensive shows you're human. It's a natural feeling to be apprehensive towards these games because you love your team. You want your team to win. You just have to get used to it. There is no Arsenal fan that will not have a bit of apprehension when the match draws closer, a bit of anxiety. It's just natural because you love your team and you want your team to win, but you just have to curb it. We have a quality team on the pitch. This is not the time where you have Mustafi. No, we have Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Kivior. Even though people have in the recent weeks been digging on Zinchenko, I don't understand. Zinchenko might have a bit of clumsiness in him, but he's still a top player. Like, why do Arsenal fans just enjoy scapegoating players? If you're not scapegoating Kai Havertz, you're scapegoating Zinchenko. Can we just leave these players alone? They are doing the Lord's work for us, apparently. I'm not saying Zinchenko is the best of players, but come on, let's stop this horrible habit of finding someone to scapegoat all the time. No. So defensively, we are solid. Midfield, we are solid. Offensively, in our attack, we are solid. So Don't worry, Mr. Iki. It's natural for you to be a bit nervous, but you get over it. It happens. You get over it. You get over it. Should be a cracking game. Shout out to BGT. Should be a cracking game. It's time for the team to show they can increase their level and play against top teams in Europe. I think so. I think we have the quality to play in Europe. See, this overrating of experience. I'm not body saying let's throw experience into the trash, but experience sometimes overly pushed, overly blemished, and overrated. What of quality? What of quality? What of the apparent quality of the team? Everything is not just experience. Experience is fantastic, but let's have the right measure of experience and quality, because you have all the experience and don't have the quality, you ain't going nowhere. So I'm expecting us to actually compete well. I think we have the players. Like I'm looking at the composition of the Arsenal team. Physicality will there, athleticism will there, quality will there. Anything that makes a team good enough to compete at highest level, we have it in abundance, in my humble opinion. Guys, do not forget, it's very imperative to strike the like button. We have very few likes. Guys, strike the like button. Very, very important, please. And watching the playback, be kind enough to strike the like button. Unless Arena, in my opinion, is overrated. If Man U that leaks goals could plumb, we won't lose to them. It will home on the way. Exactly. Like you remember the Man U game, the deplorable Man U situation. They still went to the Allianz Arena. They almost got a victory. If not for Onana had a stinker that day, maybe just maybe, Man U have gone away with a victory. So you are very right, Mr. Foster. The Allianz Arena is overrated. Even Bayern right now is overrated because people are still trying to say, "Oh, Bayern, the history of Bayern." Nobody's saying we cannot take away history. Yes, we're beaten, battered, and bruised 5-1 in the past. Yes, I raised my hands up, which is true. These are objective truths. But Bayern of 2024 is not that same Bayern. Arsenal of 2024 is not that past Bayern. These players that are playing against Bayern did not play that game. Those players that promoted Arsenal at that time are not there. Maybe Muller is still there, and Muller is common. So the twilight is geriatric. Muller is Muller cannot offer any threat to our defense. So the times are different. The times are different, my friends. The times are different. So I'm expecting a victory today, guys. Let's do predictions real quick. So let's know, what are you predicting? The score line. Drop the score line in the comment section right now. For me, let me go first. I'm expecting a 3-0 victory. I think we can beat them 3-0. I expect us to keep a clean sheet because clean sheets are now habitual at Arsenal. I love the fact that the players want a clean sheet. They celebrate blocks. They celebrate defending. So I'm expecting a clean sheet in today's match. I'm expecting to score a few goals. Who will be my goal scorers? I'm looking at Martinelli. I think Martinelli should have a fantastic joy against Kimmich. Kimmich for me is overrated. He's a good player, but he's getting on age-wise. The legs are not as quick as they used to be. The German league is not as quick as the English Premiership. I expect to use our physicality and pace today. So I'm going for a 3-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I'll be able to score a few goals. I don't mind scoring more than 3, but I'll go for a 3 for 3-0. Wisdom is going for 3-0 to the Arsenal. Mr. Beji is going for 2-0. Fair. I just want a clean sheet and at least 2-0. At least. Even though we score 1, which I think we'll score more than 1, I still trust the Ministry of Defense. I trust my defenders. I trust the fact that we love the act of defending. So once we make it 2 or 3-0, I think the tie is done. Now, I'm not saying let's go to Allianz Arena and chill and make a whole roster of changes. No. I just think once we score 2 to 3-0, the tie is done. Manage it, reserve energy, play them. We saw how we're managing games against Luton. We saw how we did it against Brighton. That's why, see, I'm not for this childish narrative of, Arsenal can score 5 goals. No. Sometimes you just have to conserve energy because we still have 7, in my opinion, finals to play in the Premier League. And if we actually go past Bayern, we still have 3, I think 4 more games before we get to the final. So we have to be very sensible. We have to be extremely sensible when we are playing these games. So it's not all the time you just go gongo. No, you can't go gongo all the time. sometimes you have to be smart enough to manage games. See, it's so funny that when Man City score a few goals and they manage it and they ball you out with passing you around and managing the game, they give a lot of plaudits to Man City. When Arsenal does the same thing, oh, Arsenal are boring. I don't really care. See, this gaslighting of Arsenal are boring when we are doing something that can actually give us victory and trophies, and suddenly they change the narrative to boring. I don't care because you don't go on gaslighting. I would love Arsenal to play exciting football all the time, win by 5-0, empty out stadiums all the time. But no, these days you have to just manage the game sensibly. You don't want to avoid injuries. You want to avoid gassing yourself out. So it's very imperative we manage the game. And there are some key players we can't afford to give rest, the likes of Saliba and Gabriel. Unfortunately, they have to play all the games. They are a bedrock of our defense. Gabriel can do a good job. Thomas do a good job. But those guys are our premium defenders. We can't afford not to play them. Odegaard, for me, he has to play. He's the connector, he's the conductor, he's the glue, he's the coach, Arteta's eyes and coach on the pitch. So Odegaard has to play a lot of the games. So I'm sorry, he can't be rotated. I'm not saying Fabio cannot come in and do a good job in the midfield, but there's something that Odegaard gives that a lot of the midfielders we have cannot give at the moment. So he has to play. So if we are maybe 3 goals up against Bayern, maybe you can replace Odegaard, but if we don't have that kind of leverage, I'm sorry, he has to play. He has to play. So it's very imperative that there are some key players we can't rest. It comes to territory. You can't call a player world class and they shouldn't be able to play 50 to 60 games per season. See, availability, durability, and playing games are part of the world class trait. So I don't understand the oxymoron when you want to call players world class, but you want to rotate them all the time and rest them all the time. It does not make sense. If a player is world class, part of the traits of being world class is that you're available and you play a lot of games. It comes with territory. So it is what it is. I saw a Bayern fan in a YouTube video talking about the match. He was very confident about Bayern this game. Hopefully, he'll be wrong. No, it's within their right to brag. Bayern fans, their loyalty is to Bayern. Just that my loyalty is to Arsenal. So they have the right to brag. Whether is that objective bragging or just words of mouth. So I understand why he wants to brag. He loves his team. He's hoping. His bragging is based on hope because the logic tells us Arsenal are the better team at this moment. So he has the right to brag, but we'll prove him wrong. Not hopefully. I'm sure we'll do a good job on Bayern today and we'll prove them wrong. I am very, very sure of that. Hopefully, a couple of goals for us are not considered. I think we have one of the best defense rather in Europe at the moment. So it's not hopefully. I know we'll keep them out. I know we'll keep Harry Kane out. People have shouted Harry Kane coming back to the Emirates. Come on, even before Harry Kane left, how many goals was he scoring in recent times? Not in the past. In recent times against Arsenal. We know the record Harry Kane against Gabriel. Gabriel knows how to bully Harry Kane. Harry Kane is not the quickest. He is the most technical. We have players right now. Look at our core. Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice in that 6. Show me or tell me a better core than that. I'll wait. Tell me a better core in Europe at the moment that is better than Saliba, Gabriel, and Declan Rice as the 6. That's sheer physicality, sheer pace, technical ability, durability, or whatever you want in a center half and a DM. All these traits are in those players. Height. Look at the aura of the Arsenal team. Look at the size of the team. Look at the size of the team. Look at the aura of the team. Look at the physicality, the mobility of the team. It's intimidating. So that's why my confidence is coming from not just being a delusional fan, trying to gas up guys that no. I'm gassed because of the quality we have in the team. I am gassed because of the physicality we have in the team. I am gassed because of the way we're scoring goals in the league, the way we've learned, the way we are moving. Even in the Porto game, we didn't just go gongo pressing. We were very sensible and tactical in our pressing. So I'm very, very optimistic about this game. I'm very, very optimistic that we'll be winning today and we'll score a couple of goals. Bayern will huff and puff because they're a quality team, regardless of what they are going through. Bayern is a quality team, but I think we have better quality than Bayern. I just think we have better quality than Bayern, and we should be actually winning this game convincingly. So, guys, Shout out to you guys for making it an interactive section this early morning. Hopefully, we'll be here tomorrow morning to do the victory lap and the review of the match against Bayern, and maybe we'll talk about Man City against Madrid tomorrow if time permits. So, guys, shout out to you guys for making it very, very interactive. Shout out to Jeffrey Ige, Babatola Bigide. Shout out to you, my guy, Wisdom, Efosa Edu. All of you have actually made my morning. Matthew, shout out to you too. Everybody that have made this section very interactive, shout out to you. So, match day, Arsenal versus Bayern. If you are actually lucky to be in England at the moment, make sure you go to the stadium and support the team. If you're watching from home, make sure we give all our support to the team. I understand the apprehension some of you might be having, or reservation some of you might be having, but trust me, this is not the days of Mustafi or Kolasinac or Bellerin. Look at the team and tell me you're not confident. No, sometimes you have to look at your team logically and objectively and say, you can't look at this team and not be confident. You cannot look at the litany of results we've had this season, right? The goals we've scored. We've one draw in 2024. I understand on a game day, things can change. The referee can be bad. That's why you have to be very careful and be sensible, right? Not to make silly mistakes that will put us in kind of jeopardy of the referee, where the referee can make bad decisions that will affect our game. I just think that the maturity of this team is good enough to help us through. I'm looking at the pattern of play. The fact that Arsenal can play a physical game, Arsenal can play a boring game, Arsenal can play an exciting game. We can play all varieties of games. Gives me that confidence. This is not the Arsene Wenger days where everything was all gung-ho attack. No, you can go gung-ho if you want to. You can go basketball way. We can go conservative. Anyhow, any challenge the opposition team is presenting to us, we have players to actually negotiate those challenges. That's where my confidence is. So, guys, I'm confident of this game. I'm still sticking to my 3-0. I think Arsenal will beat Bayern convincingly and compelling today. So, guys, that'll be all for now. Like the video. If you're watching the play, be kind enough to strike the like button. Consider subscribing and yet subscribe, and make sure you turn on your show bell so you can get the notification when we go live on this early morning show and other previous show. So that'll be all for now, guys. I'll be seeing you guys later in the day. There's one more chat from Mr. Fosa. It says champagne and Agbo Jedi football and special harambo. Exactly. If you want champagne, we'll give it to you. If you want the Ogidi Agbo Jedi football, you'll give it to you. You want special harambo, anyhow you want it. Anyhow you want it, Arsenal will give it to you. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.